Today is a special day. We are going over our power rankings for the top 5 offenses in the NFL. Now, I need to preface this by saying, I'm going to say this multiple times throughout the video because I know people are going to freak out about the offensive weaponries. If we're just talking about just the surrounding and supporting cast of specific quarterbacks, this list will be vastly different, and I'll get into some of the reasons why a little bit later. But when we're talking about the top 5 offenses in the NFL, we have to talk about the offensive lines. Are they not on offense? Hence offensive line. That's such a huge part of this, and we have to really make sure that we go through all of the different things here, and we have to incorporate all this. You have to tell all sides of the story. So as we go through this list of 5, again, we will extend that caveat, extend that olive branch of, hey, yes, if this was just talking about supporting cast, some of these offenses would be different, but overall, we're talking about the top 5 overall offenses in the entire NFL. Number 1 offense, in my opinion, in the NFL, I think, is the Buffalo Bills. Now, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Josh Allen on that offense, but honestly, that offensive line is pretty good. You talk about Spencer Brown on that playing that right tackle, had a 62.1 PFF grade last year. I thought he filled in very nice. You also got Mitch Morris, who had a 63.4 PFF grade last year. Roger Saffold, excuse me, had a 69.3 PFF grade as well. You also had Deion Dawkins, who, your starting left tackle that played pretty well. 77.5 PFF grade, played over 1,000 snaps for you. Yeah, so you talk about the entirety of that offensive line, and you absolutely love it. Then we briefly mentioned the weapons. You also got Devin Singletary, but James Cook might be the best pass-catching running back in this entire draft that nobody's talking about, and it's a travesty. He's going to add a whole different element to that offense. You also talk about Gabriel Davis. We a couple years ago, it was last year, we talked about the Gabriel Davis effect. That man is a bad man. He deserves a lot more credit. Jamison Crowder coming in over as well. Dawson Knox. You've got the offensive line, you've got the offensive pieces. Of course, Stephon Diggs, like we mentioned as well. So, and Khalil Shakir coming up at Boise State as well. So, there's a lot of great things going on in this offense. I think it's the best offense in the NFL, especially, and we'll get to some of the explanations in here in just a second. Now, why is it? Because Tyreek Hill left for the Miami Dolphins. He got paid. Okay, so the Chiefs, they're going to count and rely on Sky Moore to step up, which I think he can, but I think it will take a little bit to get down that road. So we're talking about specifically the top 5 offenses right now. Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, are number 1. Number 2, the Los Angeles Rams. Now, again, we're talking about offensive lines. We're talking about all of the different pieces that go into it. So, obviously at left tackle, you've got Joe Noteboom. Honestly, it's one of those guys that I thought filled in pretty admirably. I felt like he was one of those guys that when you called his name and he had to be it, he had to be that guy. He was it. I know Andrew Whitworth will be, I think it's kind of funny because he says he was retired, but also it's kind of like the Brett Favre effect. Maybe not. Who knows? But at this point, I think Joe Noteboom could do a lot of good things for the Rams, and I think he's going to be totally worth. I think it was he signed a 3-year, $40 million extension, something like that. I can't quite remember, but overall, Noteboom, I think, is going to be able to come in and play very well for the Rams down the line. And then we also talk about a lot of other elements. Obviously, you've got a guy like Matt Stafford coming back, who, in my opinion, he was the missing piece for the Rams. He really was. He was one of those guys that obviously, he didn't waste his career with the Lions. He won a Super Bowl. He's going to go come back and try to get another one. You get Cam Akers at running back, Cooper Kupp, who just signed that nice massive extension here into every single penny of it, winning the Triple Crown last year. You also brought in Allen Robinson II. I think he's going to not even revive his career. I think he is going to really take you're going to find another level with Allen Robinson. Also, Van Jefferson. He might be one of the most underrated wide receivers in the entire NFL. That includes guys like Terry McLaurin, all those guys. So, honestly, I feel like he had a really big impact for the Los Angeles Rams last year. So, as did Robert Woods. But the point is, I'm really excited about this. Again, Joe Noteboom at left tackle, David Edwards, Brian Allen, Bobby Evans, Rob Havenstein. What do you have over a 77.0 PFF grade last year? I love it. This offensive line is good. You've got Tyler Higbee at tight end as well. So, there's a reason they won the Super Bowl last year. They've still got the weapons. They're still returning a lot of quality players, and I'm excited for it. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, The Kansas City Chiefs, I feel like they have the potential to have the #1 offense in the entire NFL, yes. But you're bringing in a rookie like Sky Moore, I think it will take a little bit to get going. There's a lot of intricacies that go into learning an NFL playbook, but plus at the same time, you got to establish that rapport with a guy like Patrick Mahomes. So I'm excited for a guy like Sky Moore, but overall, you also have Travis Kelce that's going to get the ball a lot, as he should. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield, Juju Smith-Schuster, McCole Hardman, I think is going to step up majorly this year. Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming over from the Packers, and then obviously on that offensive line. I mean, what did they get? It was something like I saw some crazy figure. It was like they got like two. We'll run down it. So Orlando Brown Jr. is one of the best left tackles in the game. He's underrated severely. Joe Thuney has been one of the best left guards in all of football. Creed Humphrey, steal. What was it, like the second or third round last year? Steal. Dude was over a 90.0 PFF grade, easily one of the highest graded centers in all of football. Trey Smith in the 6th round. He was a bad man coming out of Tennessee. I don't know how he fell to the 6th round. Then you got Andrew Wiley rounding it all out. A fantastic offensive line from top to bottom. I think, again, you brought in Sky Moore, Josh Gordon. There's a lot going on for this offense. Patrick Mahomes and company, I think they could still get it done. I think, like I said, I still think they could be that #1 type offense in the NFL. Number 4, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, they had questions, but despite their offensive line and how bad it was, Joe Burrow brought him to the Super Bowl. Like, that's all you need to know, essentially, about the Cincinnati Bengals. And, that's not even, again, counting some of the things that the Bengals did in the offseason to bring in quality guys, that can, like, what is it, Ted Karras. I never get the name right of all that, but, think Ted K. We'll call him Ted K. But overall, bringing in Ted K to start at center, Jackson Carman, I think, can do a lot of solid things at left guard. Still, Jonah Williams, love him, absolutely love him. Alex Kappa at right guard, coming over from, the Buccaneers? Absolutely, yes. And then Lael Collins, honestly, what was he, one of the highest graded right tackles in all of football a couple years ago? I love it. So, you finally got that offensive line to a degree shored up. You're going to give Joe Burrow more of a chance to stay upright and deliver strikes to guys like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon in the backfield. Hayden Hurst at tight end. I know you lost C.J. Uzomah last year, but Hayden Hurst, I think he could really, not replace, because it's hard to replace a guy like C.J. Uzomah, but he won't make you feel it as hurting. That's for certain. Didn't mean to make that rhyme, but overall, I'm really excited about the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, that offensive line, what can it do moving forward? But I'm really excited about it. Now, number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are we really not going to put Tom Brady on this list at all? Really? That's what we're going to do? No, we're going to put Tom Brady on this list because you got Mike Evans at wide receiver, and the rest of this offense, it all clicks because of Tom Brady. Leonard Fournette coming in from the backfield, Chris Godwin when he's healthy. Yes, absolutely. Tyler Johnson, so underrated in this NFL. Just give this man the football. Brashad Perriman, who is a valuable number 3 at the very least for this team. Scotty Miller did some good things as well. You got Russell Gage over from the Falcons. Cameron Brate at tight end, Donovan Smith, Aaron Steen. He might be my only question about the Buccaneers offensive line, but Ryan Jensen, Shaq Thompson, Tristan Wirfs, like solid offensive line. All of it put together. You got Tom Brady in the middle of it all. I love it. So, I get it. We're probably going to get some hate for some of this, but you have to look at the totality of it. You have to look at all pieces here. Obviously the weaponry is one big thing. That's a whole nother list if we want to just talk about weapons. But if we're talking about the offensive line, we'll bring up a couple of teams. For instance, I know what a team that's probably going to come after us or fans, that is Dallas Cowboys. Okay, yes. But what about that offensive line? I really feel like, there's some good things going on with the Dallas Cowboys right now, but is Tyler Smith going to be able to come in and start right away? Zach Martin is getting up there. Terrence Steele was serviceable. He had like a 63.5 PFF grade, I think it was, but I still have my questions. How is that offensive line going to come together? Also, Jalen Tolbert, is he going to be able to contribute right away? We got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, James Washington. Amari Cooper might be a bigger loss than a lot of fans think, but I think they're at least a top 10 offense, absolutely, no question in my mind. Another team, the Las Vegas Raiders. I love my Raiders, but at the end of the day, I still have some questions about that offensive line, if we're being honest. If we're just talking about weaponry, easy top 3 unit in the NFL just in terms of the offensive weapons there. But that offensive line, there's some questions. If they can get that solved, if it can stay together, stay healthy, easy top 3 offense in the entire NFL. Los Angeles Chargers, still have my questions about right tackle. I love Storm Norton, but I think, obviously it's time to move on. There needs to be another answer at right tackle there. So, just to name a couple of other teams, Jalen Hurts for the Philadelphia Eagles could be another guy, or excuse me, the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, will he step up? Another big question. So, but that is, that's the things we took into consideration. You have to put in the offensive line into all of this, but that's it. That is our top 5 offenses in the entire NFL. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a like and a sub, or listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about our power rankings of our top 5 offenses in the NFL.